Welcome to the Key to All of This with Tim and Dylan. I'm Dylan. This is our executive producer,
That's
Jovi.
Tim.
And this is Tim.
And I'm Jovi, his baby.
Yeah. Yes, you're both my babies. Jovi's joining us
I
again
knew it.
today because she has some stuff that she wants to get off her chest. And it's the Battle of Geonosis. That's what she wants to talk about today. So
Yeah, I got her sternly written email from her
yeah,
saying I
these
have
are
to
my
talk
notes.
I have to talk about the first Battle of Geonosis immediately.
Yeah. She sent a company-wide email.
And she didn't BCC everyone. She CC'd everyone. It was really passive aggressive.
Yeah. As per my last email, we are going to be talking about the Battle of Geonosis. So Battle of Geonosis, it's my favorite part of episode 2. And I'm glad that we're going to talk about this because I think it's like one of the most pivotal moments in the prequel trilogy. What were your thoughts on it, Tim?
Well, first I want to bring up some of the things that are not well known, at least one of them. And it ties into one of my favorite parts of the battle is that it's so big. It's like probably the largest battle we've ever seen at that point in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
And thinking about it, except for maybe the Battle of Coruscant, it's probably and Exegol, it's probably the biggest battle we'll ever see. And I loved how it's tiered. It's being fought in space, on the ground, in tunnels, and so my favorite little tidbit is that General Grievous was actually present at the Battle of Geonosis, and he had been separated from the Separatists, which is irony. And he got stopped by several Jedi and clone troopers, and he killed them all. And I'm not sure, maybe you can help me with this, with timeline, if he was studying the Jedi arts at that moment. But I think it's pretty remarkable that...
I would assume he was because... he's a prominent figure in the Clone Wars cartoon. And he's already like just a total bad boy with the lightsaber. So
skipping school, smoking cigs.
Yeah. Ripping his hair.
He's the Kaneki. He's the Kaneki of the Sith and Separatists.
Yeah. I love that.
Tell me more. Did he have a lightsaber?
Hello there. Speaking of hello there, I got my hello there Star Wars shirt. You can see we've got a little link for shop.tktaot.com. Anyone who wants to shop on our store can use the code TKTAOT and get 15% off literally anything. So I have this shirt on there, and we've got a bunch of others. But yeah, hello there. I think I hate that we didn't get General Grievous in episode 2 because I feel like we get a lot of characters just for them to show up and die like immediately, and she's not having a good time. And it was cool to see the Separatists from episode 1 all the way through episode 3, and kind of see their like little conference room where they had been planning this war, and with Palpatine's help with Dooku, the pieces had been moving for a really long time leading up to the Battle of Geonosis.
It seemed very planned even from episode 1 on.
Yeah,
that it was just a constant planning.
Is this distracting?
No, I feel bad for you. Like this, that feels like torture.
No,
we're just gonna put this baby. It's like World War II torture technique.
Yeah.
And the plans. I like how we see plans for the Death Star, and we learn that the Geonosians are behind that, and seeing how much red tape and bureaucracy go into not only the end of the Republic but the Empire, where it gets filed away and built
Mm-hmm.
and then rewritten, revised, um, and it takes like Thrawn's new TIE fighter being taken down to them to finally approve it,
Yeah.
and probably changing the course of the war to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I love how like there's it's the first battle of a long series of battle and shows how it's just gonna uh, take a toll
Yeah.
on everyone.
Yeah. And it's the first battle that the Jedi have had in such a long time too, because and that's like the whole reason for the war too, is to catch the Jedi off guard and to kind of make them think that the separatists are the issue, when it's clearly Palpatine, and
Yeah.
Palpatine's playing both sides. And Dooku even, he even says like, "Yo, Jedi, pay attention! Like you guys are screwing up. You need to put your focus on bigger threats." And the
Hmm.
Jedi just assume that Dooku's the bad guy when he's
And even
kind of right.
Dooku's and Dooku is very forward with Obi Wan
Hmm.
Kenobi.
Yeah.
He
Yeah, when he's got
basically
them all
kind of
tied up.
spoils the plot,
Yeah.
twist that
Yeah.
Palpatine is behind it, and it must have been so frustrating for him to be like make this huge reveal, and then Obi Wan's like, "I'll never trust you," and like
Yeah.
doesn't believe him for a second.
Yep.
And Yeah, I think that it's interesting that like only the game of chess is being played by Palpatine against himself,
Yeah.
where he's going to be guaranteed to come out the winner.
Yeah, for sure. Because he's got, the Geonosians basically built the droid army for him. He's got the Geonosians like working with him. And then he's also got the Jedi working with him. And now he's got his clones. Jovi.
Who have perfect, execute Order 66 that he can just do at the
Yep.
exact right time,
Exactly.
at the end of the war, and
Yeah.
then remove all threats to him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's I mean, it's pretty incredible. It's like everything was really out in the open for everyone to know, but like for some reason people just didn't want to think that, Palpatine was the bad guy.
Yeah.
There was, a Phantom Menace. Joby, what's wrong? Oh, you want that. But yeah, it's cool because you've got the death of Jango Fett, which sparks Boba Fett to be a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
It's also like interesting to see Mace Windu just go ahead and kill Jango Fett without wanting to put him on trial, but he wants to do that with Palpatine. And then you've got Obi Wan killing the Acklay instead of like trying to comfort it and calm it down. So it's an interesting thing to see that in episode 3, Mace Windu wants to actually put Palpatine on trial when he's like, "No, I'm just going to cut Jango in half, like cut his head off."
Mm-hmm.
They don't want to take any prisoners.
Well, doesn't wait, but doesn't Mace want to kill Palpatine? And then it's Anakin who says he owns the courts and he's too
Oh
dangerous
yeah,
to put on
yeah,
trial.
yeah,
So it
yeah,
does kind of set up that he's just like, I don't trust anybody,
yeah, yeah, for
to
sure.
do it. I'm just gonna murder people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's all really interesting. I find that like that's the best part of episode 2 for me, because it's just like there's so many little things to it, and it looks cool as well, so that helps. But the arena is just so incredible, and the miniatures of it. I don't know if you've seen like behind the scenes stuff with that, but it's just done so well. And
Yeah,
there's actually, I don't know if you ever played Clone Wars for Xbox or PlayStation, but you can actually play the arena, and there's
really,
like a survival mode
that'd be
similar
awesome. Yeah,
to the survival mode that we played on the first Battlefront game. And
that is awesome. I had no
yeah, he
idea.
plays like Yoda and Mace Windu and stuff, and you just keep hacking away at droids and Geonosians.
That's like
You're
ideal.
welcome. Yeah. Yeah, so I want to bust that out soon. I have it for GameCube. I could actually stream it too because I have a way to set that up. But yeah, it's weird seeing the Jedi, Mace Windu kill Jango, because that's not the Jedi way. And
no,
I guess he does try to kill Palpatine, and he should have, but it just doesn't seem very Jedi to do that.
Well, he's so like dark side adjacent because he uses like a dark side, like he utilizes the power of the dark side. And I've had this explained to me like 4 billion times, where it's like he taps into the dark side, but it doesn't actually. He doesn't use it. He just taps into it. He delves in, but he doesn't dive in. It's just like what does that mean? Like, it sounds like he's a dark side user.
Yeah. Yeah, and then when Mace Windu does come back, because he's going to watch, episode 2 of our podcast, it'll be interesting to see how someone like that would view the Jedi and everything after, Palpatine turned on everybody, and to see that, Dooku was right, and I'm taking her legs out of her outfit because she's overheating.
I'm taking her legs off.
Yeah. She's a little grump today. She's been great all day. And then, she just hates Palpatine and what Palpatine did. So she's trying to mouth the words.
She's voicing her concern.
Yeah. That's really all I had about the Battle of Geonosis.
I had one thing that I want to add, and that is the fight coordinator, Rob Coleman, was given like almost full reign over the fight, and
really?
In the script it was like this. It was like described as, this is a fight that you would never seen a fight like this.
Yeah.
And he was like, so how do I do that? And people were helping him out. He asked like a stunt coordinator, and he asked Ahmed. I guess Ahmed Best offered like manga and anime to help him figure it out. And yeah, eventually it was Lucas's idea to have Yoda flip and stuff like that, and to have the moment where he like kind of like a gunslinger, almost like out of a spaghetti western, reveals his mini lightsaber, and they looked at how smaller people with weapons would use weapons. Anyway, that's just like my final tidbit about how I think it's just like, they really did a great job looking back at it.
Yeah. Battle of Geonosis basically is like the reason that everything happened. It's a good way for all the good guys to think that they've won. They've defeated the bad guy because they know who he is. And, Anakin obviously kills Dooku in the beginning of 3. But yeah, I mean, it's like the last chess move, and then you finally see the clones at work.
Yeah.
What is your
deal? And you got to think too, it's like perhaps the idea for Order 66 was thought to happen earlier. And when you think about it this way, the arena was set in like, if the clones had destroyed all the leaders of the Separatists, and Anakin had emerged victorious, I think Order 66 would have happened right then and there.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to think about, like, well, does that, I mean, that changes the course of everything. Like, the next time the pieces are that close to a checkmate is the Battle of Coruscant, and a couple of years later. And it's just interesting that it's like they were this close to winning, and then also this close to the great betrayal all at once.
Yeah, and he could have just done Order 66 right then and there at Geonosis, and he would have been fine. But also, he's got to pull the strings for Anakin, to turn bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very cool. Battle of Geonosis. I'm all about it. So is Jovi.
Same here. Oh, yes.
Well, join us again next week. Hopefully she's in a better mood. I think we're going to talk about Rose Tico.
Yeah. Delve into that character.
Yeah.
But for now, may the Force be with you.
And also with you.
Aw, thanks.
Oh, you're welcome.